I should probably explain something before we begin. I'm only using 2 decks this time. Only 2. And there's a reason for that. Number 1, I'm a little pressed for time. And number 2, well, it's Traditional Thursday. So I'm going absolutely traditional. So I'm only using 2 decks. The ones that I absolutely got first. That's going to be the Uncommon Tarot and the Starseed Oracle. So we got your significator here, so that's going to be you. Then we're going to take a look at how you're guided with this card. Then we're just going to do your current situation, and of course, choice A and choice B. And then we're going to look at the why for each one. And hopefully, we come out with something really beneficial today, I hope. So, let me tell you the bad news. The bad news is today I have to work. The good news is, because I'm covering for someone else, they've given me Saturday off, and you know what that means. Live stream. So we're going to do a live stream Saturday morning, 11:15 a.m. I will not be pressed for time. I will have all day. And we can sit, we can hang out, we can chat about anything you'd like. Tabletop role-playing games, tarot, whatever. And we'll just hang out. How about that? Okay? Sound good? Alright. I have not had a single moment. I was going to use today to check out the OBS to do live streaming from, but unfortunately, since I have to work today, that's not going to be a possibility. And yeah, we'll use StreamYard one more time. I gotta admit, its ease of use is just there. Anyway, let's have a look at you and see what's going on. It is an that's an Empress? Yes, that's an Empress in reverse. Not very nurturing. And you know, yesterday's rune of the week was Manas, which means we have to approach the situation with a little humanity. We are right now in the midst of, you know, taking our fear, what we fear the most, and trying to work through that, trying to move through it, trying to shove it out of our way, because something I learned last night, and I hadn't learned it until last night, was Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy is about, largely, fear and how we deal with it. When it starts, Bruce falls into a pit and he is straight up attacked by bats. And so, bats are what he fears most. And as he said, he wanted to use his fear, what he feared the most. He wanted criminals to share in that dread. By the third movie, as he's laying with his back rather injured in that prison pit, the blind man tells him that his problem is fear. And he says, I have no fear. He said, yeah, you do. He says, your problem is you don't fear death. And he said, well, I do fear death. Well, what are you proposing I do? And he said, make the climb without the rope. And so when Bruce makes it to that last bit where he keeps jumping and then he falls and the rope catches him. This time he doesn't have the rope, so it's do or die, literally. Sometimes we need to learn when that fear serves us and when that fear does nothing for us but paralyzes us into place. If it's not serving you and it's paralyzing you into place, time to overcome that. So how are you being guided? Whale and orca elders. You know, we got this one spirit animal card last week, which said sing your song. And it says here, share your song. Frequency of sound diving deep. You know, this looks like a choice between what you love and what you fear. What you love will actually light you up. It will make you a little more fearless. It'll make you a little more courageous. So it's good to share that. But if what you fear is rejection and mockery and ridicule, well, let me tell you, that's a paralyzing fear. And when you can look around, you can see others will just do their thing and they don't give a crap. They don't give two shits. And then there are others that are like, I'm not going to get in the middle of that. The ones that won't get in the middle of it, they don't want to side with the mob that's ridiculing them and shaming them. But they're too afraid of walking and cutting their own path. So your current situation is a magician in reverse. You don't have your shit together. And not having it all together is what's really hurting you right now. Because what this looks like more than anything is, you look like, well, I don't really have the answers. I don't have all the answers. You don't have to have all the answers to do something great. You just have to take the first steps. Do that little bit each day. Get that slight edge. Do just a little bit more than you did the day before. Do just a little bit more than you did the day before. Just keep doing that. If you've been hitting a treadmill for at least 5 minutes a day, try pushing for 5.5. Try pushing for 6. As it gets easier, add a little bit more to it. As it gets easier, add a little bit more to it. You're going to start to see like this cumulative result. And people are going to say, how the hell are you doing a solid hour on the treadmill? Or how the hell are you doing this? You couldn't do X like, several days ago. Now you're doing this. How did you do that? You did just a little bit more than the day before. The next day you did just a little bit more than the last 2 days. See what I'm saying? So, choice A and choice B. Choice A is a 5 of Swords. This is all about what you're thinking. And what I'm looking at is what you're thinking versus what you're feeling. Because I can tell you that 10 of Cups is all about family. And that's what you're really feeling right now, is you really want to feel that closer connection to family, but there's some thought getting in the way there. Because there's a lot of confusion. There's a little bit of a, again, with the 5 of Swords, there's that feeling of, there's a little disillusionment there. You got manipulation playing into it. Uncertain plans. I mean, like I said, we're going through a mountain of uncertainty right now. So this feels like something's being taken from you. And there's something else. It's that when the chips are down, a greater majority of us tend to do the right thing, even though we're like, no, I really hate you for this, So you're caught between doing the easy thing and then doing the right thing. And you know what the right thing is rationally. And you know what will lead to a bigger, better final reward. But you know it's going to take some time. So why is it turning out that way? Why do we have that? We're going to uncover all 3 reasons right here. And here we go. Look at this. Starting with the void. So it says, stop, embrace winter, the great Cosmic Womb. We got another Oracle deck which has a void card. It tells you nothing's been decided for you. At least not in this moment. And right now is a great time to kind of embrace that. Just the fact that the decision is now yours. Now you get to make those final judgment calls, and they're worth making. Also, you're definitely not for everybody. Let's face it, if you were for everybody, then of course everybody would be for everybody and everybody would be the same. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not the same. Our differences are something to be celebrated. Because, let's face it, there are people who hate that I do this. They absolutely despise the fact that I do this. Guess what? They hate the fact that I have this channel. That's fine. It's not for them. They don't have to watch it. They can walk away. They can block it. I'm on Twitter. At times I get a little, that's fine. You're not for everyone either. And that's okay. That's fine. You need to embrace that little weird bit of you. That bit of you that points you true north. That bit of you that points you in the right direction. And start heading there. Now, we have that whale and orca elder that says, dive deep. What you love, you need to dive deep. And guess what? Your own star ancestors will do the same thing. Because this is also about diving deep. It's about looking a little bit deeper, finding that wisdom that was lost to you. And at some point, you did have it. At some point, like the magician, you had it all together. At one point in time, you had it all figured out. Now you don't. But that's okay. Because you're in kind of new territory here. So stick with it. But you have a decision to make. Do you want are you a sucker for that quick reward, or are you about something a little more long term? And let me tell you something. If you want to know what that looks like, read the book Lost Souls by Poppy Z. Bright. Because just about every character in there lives almost solely in the moment, and they never truly think ahead. And because they don't think ahead, they suffer some pretty nasty consequences for their actions. Alright, that's it for me. I need to get this thing edited and sent out. I only have about 30 minutes to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and get on it. I want you to take care. I love you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. Always do what lights you up. And as always, live stream on Saturday and shine on.